Maduro in U.S. custody? Ah yes. The regime change futures market. Where else can you bet on whether a sovereign leader gets renditioned by the global superpower? All from the comfort of your soiled gaming chair? If you're backing yes, you're either a deep state insider, or you just really enjoy speculating on other people's disappearances. Me? I'm just here for the pure, unadulterated cynicism. Now, what are the odds on me getting my hands on some of that sweet Venezuelan crude when it's all over? All right, folks. Will Trump nominate himself as the next Fed chair? Now there's a bet that truly captures the spirit of our times. Profound, unadulterated, absurdity. You're not just betting on a presidential pick. You're betting on whether the man who embodies America first will simply, well, print me first on every single dollar bill. Groundbreaking, I know. Frankly, if you're putting money against this, you're either an optimist, a fool, or you've simply forgotten who we're dealing with. Seriously, where have you been? The odds should be 50-50, because it's either going to happen, or the entire universe will collapse trying to prevent it. Either way, you lose. Good luck, degenerates. All right, folks, strap in for another thrilling installment of Watch Rich People Bet on Our Misery. January 2026, a mere eternity from now, and the eggheads on Polymarket are putting their digital tokens on whether the Fed will even bother to budge interest rates by a whole 0.25%. No change? Hilarious. As if the global dumpster fire will pause long enough for these unelected wizards to decide if 25 basis points is worth spilling there. Artisanal coffee. Honestly, I've seen more predictable outcomes from a drunk dart thrower. Good luck betting on bureaucratic inertia when the world is spinning off its axis. Just remember, when the aliens finally arrive, it won't be because of a 25 BPS hike. All right, so we've got the truly committed degen investors betting on the Fed's interest rate changes in January 2026. January 2026. By then, humanity will either be colonizing Mars, or more likely, living in Mad Max-style thunderdomes. But sure, let's all pretend we actually know whether Jerome Powell will nudge a number by 25 measly basis points. Place your bets, suckers. Just remember, by the time this actually resolves, your portfolio might be worth less than the lint in your pocket. And the only thing guaranteed to fall is your life expectancy. All right, Khamenei out by January 2026? Beautiful. Nothing says savvy investor like betting on an 85-year-old autocrat's imminent demise or a violent overthrow. Are you doing medical prognosis now, or just praying for a convenient coup? Forget traditional markets. Here, we're pricing in divine intervention and palace intrigue. Just remember to diversify your morbid death pools. You degenerates. All right, look at this beauty. Will China invade Taiwan by 2026? You've got half the market hoping for World War III, just so their yes bet pays out. And the other half praying for peace, only because they don't want their no to tank. Forget fundamental analysis. We're talking about pure, unadulterated human misery as a high-yield asset class here. The only thing more depressing than the geopolitical situation is knowing these degenerates are probably betting their rent money. God bless America, and whoever profits from the next global catastrophe.
All right, let's see. Over $5 million committed to the Infinex public sale? Oh, excellent. You're not just betting on a crypto project, you're betting on the collective delusion of other people to funnel $5 million into what will inevitably be a glorified digital paperweight. $5 million. That's a rounding error in any real scam. Go on, bet your last pennies, you magnificent degenerates. May your bags be heavy and your ramen be plentiful when this Infinex turns into infinite loss. All right, so we've got the Houston Texans for Super Bowl 2026. Let me get this straight. While the world is busy collapsing, you investors are placing bets on a football game. 2 years out. The only thing more uncertain than the NFL's future is whether fiat currency will even exist then. You're basically hoping for a miracle, the rapture, and for every other team to spontaneously combust. Good luck with that. May your hopium bags be heavy and your disappointment even heavier. Bitcoin to $150,000 in January, based on a single Binance 1-minute candle? You might as well bet on finding a unicorn shitting gold bricks in your backyard. This isn't a market, it's a glorified charity collection for the whales who will laugh as your bets evaporate faster than your rent money after last month's dip. You sad, pathetic degens. Keep huffing that hopium, boys. Just make sure you've got a good therapist on speed dial for when reality bites. All right, you degenerate vultures, look at this Polymarket gem. U.S. invades Venezuela by January 2026. Forget ESG. This is the pure play on human suffering. You're betting on whether a nation gets torn apart for spare change. Any portion? They could send one guy for a particularly good empanada, and it's a yes. And the resolution? A consensus of credible sources. As if those exist when bombs are falling. Pathetic. But honestly, far more reliable than your crypto portfolio. My money's on the chaos. Always bet on chaos. The Carolina Panthers for Super Bowl 2026. A bet so gloriously unhinged, it makes my personal portfolio of expired meme stocks look like a Warren Buffett masterclass. You're putting money on a team to win a championship. 2 years from now, when they struggle to win a coin toss today, by 2026, we'll either be living in a nuclear winter or I'll have finally paid off my gambling debts. Both are far more plausible than the Panthers hoisting that trophy. You're not a visionary. You're just lighting money on fire for charity. The charity of my cynical amusement. All right, the Russia x-Ukraine ceasefire by January 31st, 2026 market. Betting on official peace. By when? What? Are you sending a UN notary to the trenches? This isn't a market, it's a meat grinder. Your money's better in a body bag futures contract. The returns are far more reliable than any mutually agreed halt. You're not investors, you're just pathetic ghouls. Go find a real war profiteering gig. All right, so you're betting on Elon Musk's future tweet count. down to a narrow 19-post window almost 2 years out. Forget geopolitical instability, forget climate collapse. This is what's truly worth your capital. You degenerate, dopamine-addicted monkeys actually think you can predict the digital output of a man whose brain is pure chaos. Honestly, you all deserve whatever financial ruin comes from trying to model that. Peak civilization, folks. Absolute peak. In the past week, the Ranger public sale on MetaDAO, running from January 6th to 10th, 2026, has garnered significant attention as a potential boost for MetaDAO's volumes and revenue. News highlights a minimum raise target of $6 million, with 10 million RNGR tokens, 39% of supply, up for grabs. Sentiment on social platforms suggests strong confidence in commitments exceeding $20 million and $40 million, though higher thresholds remain debated. This indicates structured capital interest, potentially influencing outcome probabilities for lower-tier markets, while larger amounts face uncertainty as the sale progresses. In the past week, several developments have shaped the race for the best AI model by the end of January 2026, as reflected in the current probabilities. Google, holding a dominant 92.5% likelihood, continues to lead with strong market consensus and recent partnerships, such as Samsung's plan to double AI mobile devices powered by Google's Gemini to 800 million units this year, reinforcing its position. XAI, at 5.7%, shows potential with posts on social platforms highlighting its speed and scale, bolstered by massive GPU infrastructure and real-time data advantages. OpenAI, at 1.2%, remains a contender with advocacy for AI leadership and innovations like GPT 5.2 gaining traction in moderate performance categories, though it faces challenges in maintaining pace with the frontrunners. Sentiment on social platforms suggests Google's lead is widely acknowledged, but XAI's rapid advancements could shift probabilities if breakthroughs occur before the deadline. In the past week, as the NFL playoffs kick off for the 2025-26 season, recent news highlights key developments impacting the top contenders for the 2026 Super Bowl title. Seattle, with a 20.1% probability, has emerged as the clear favorite entering the playoffs, bolstered by strong performances on both offensive and defensive lines. Los Angeles R, at 16.2%, remains a close contender despite recent stumbles, with some concerns about player injuries lingering. Denver, holding 11.2%, is still in the mix, though specific updates on their roster or performance were less prominent in the latest reports. In the past week, significant buzz has emerged regarding the potential release of a new episode of this popular sci-fi series by January 7th, 2026. Social media and online discussions are rife with rumors of a surprise 9th episode, often referred to as Conformity Gate, speculated to drop on January 7th. This theory suggests a hidden finale might address fan discontent with the recent conclusion. However, official sources only confirm a behind-the-scenes documentary scheduled for January 12th, not a new episode. These unconfirmed rumors increase speculation but do not yet shift outcome probabilities definitively.